Hi everyone, this is going to be the first video on the channel for finding STEM and everyday activities. So today is going to be baking science. So we're going to be finding chemistry while baking chocolate chip cookies. Enjoy!
Okay, so here are our ingredients. We have 3 cups of flour, 1 cup of white sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of hot water, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2 sticks of butter or 1 cup, 2 eggs, half teaspoon of salt, and 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. First, what you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. First, we want to mix our 1 cup of butter and our brown sugar and our white sugar. Did you know that butter is made of triglycerides? Triglycerides are composed of a glycerol and 3 fatty acid tails. Also, butter is a semi-solid emulsion, which is a type of colloid. When butter melts, it separates into its 3 components: butterfat, casein proteins, and whey proteins. That's pretty hot. Okay, so we're going to be adding the butter, which is now softened, to the bowl. Next, we need to add the brown sugar. Okay, so here's the brown sugar being added. Make sure it is packed. Okay, so this is adding the white sugar. Now what you want to do after that is mix it, so you want it to be a creamy paste type thing. Do you know the difference between brown and white sugar? Brown sugar has molasses added to it, while white sugar doesn't. Sugar is important in baking because its relationship with water allows the dessert to retain moisture. The next step is to beat in the eggs one at a time. Okay, after we're done with that, we need to mix it. Why are eggs even necessary in baking? Well, eggs create structure in the mixture and can help thicken it. Now it's time for our next egg. Do you know that applesauce can actually replace eggs in baking? This is because apples contain pectin, which is a natural binding agent. The recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So to spice things up a bit, I'll be doing 4 spoons of half a teaspoon, just so we can keep up with our fractions. This is a STEM video after all. So that should be 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Okay, so the recipe calls for 2 teaspoons hot water and 1 teaspoon baking soda, and we need to mix them. So I will be using my half a teaspoon measuring spoon again. So this should be 4. Here is the baking soda. Add your baking soda water mixture to the batter, along with half a teaspoon of salt. Mix. Dissolving the baking soda in the hot water ensures that the baking soda is evenly distributed throughout the mixture. Next, you want to add your 3 cups of flour. Flour is important because it builds structure in the dough. It contributes to the elasticity of the cookie framework. The type of mixing shown here is an example of a physical change, since the chemical properties of the components are not actually being altered. We mixed that a bit, so now we want to add some chocolate chips. The recipe calls for 2 cups of chocolate chips. Did you know chocolate contains a chemical called phenethylamine? This contributes to the general contentment someone feels after eating chocolate. Guess I'll be adding as much as I can. My baking sheet only has room for 12 cookies, so I separated the dough into 12 equal pieces, but I did have some leftover batter. Set a timer and put your cookies in the oven for 10 minutes. Make sure that your baking pan is not greased. Hey guys, so this is what the cookies look like right out of the oven. I held them in the oven for closer to 15 minutes just because they were a little bit bigger than what the recipe called for, and I wanted to make sure they were brown. I'm going to be turning on my fan so these cookies can cool for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I'll try one. Okay, so I'll be trying one of these cookies. Thanks for watching.